the Osight C. I'm going to show you all the features on it, but first we want to see how tough it is. So I screwed it down to this table. It is on. Can't quite see very well because it's got to go focus out so you can see the reticle there. But let's beat this thing down a little bit. Let's start with a 2x4. On the front. Oh, she's still a little moved around a little bit. Let's bring this, where's this go? There we go. Now, let's see if the retic's still working. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, that's good. Let's try a rock, huh? If it stops and it drops on concrete, I mean, you never know, right? Whoa, shoot, hit my camera. Hang on. All right, she's still okay. Camera's a little lopsided. There we go. Let's get back on it. Hit that thing in the front, see if we'll break the glass. All right, so let's go back to crazy focus. And the retic's still working. Let's get this thing off of here. Now, of course, she took some abuse. All right, this is the Osight C, and it has been stress tested for you. Now I'll tell you all about it. I put a link down below, so if you want to check one out yourself. These have just come out. They've got a ton of different versions of the Osights. This here is for a rifle, and it is battery operated. So many people wanted a battery instead of the rechargeable style because they're able to switch it out at the range or just have an extra battery with them in case something happened. I love that it's flush. It's completely flush. It's not going to snag on anything. I should talk about the durability, but we'll talk about that in a minute and what's happened to it after beating it to death. But all right, so the way that this works is that you have these buttons here, a plus and a minus. And what they do is they just take down the intensity and change the MOA red dot too. So it's got two different, so you basically have like the sighting and then the red dot and sighting together. The reflects footprint on this one. And then what I love too is that they have, yes, they have this lifetime warranty, which is pretty cool. It comes with a screw set, so it should be able to fit anything that you need. These do come apart, so once you have yours, you can just throw this in your bag and have them with you. Comes in two different lengths as well, which is great. These are what I use to screw it down to the table on that mount right there, and they have this you know, blue Loctite on there too, so it stayed on there no problem, taking a beating as it was. Has a reflective front for, you know, so that it's nice and clean on the inside and you don't get any type of like sun rays coming through, because that can be the worst. It's useless if it's, you know, gonna throw the sun through there and just, you know, blow it up. It is powered. You can go up and down on the retic power, which I think is great. I think there's 8 different settings for that. Try to show you the MOA red dot better there, so you can see how clean and crisp that red dot is. And then it also comes with this tool, which one is for the battery right here compartment, and then the other one is for screwing it onto there, and then the last is to sight it in. So you've got your sight in here and you have your sight in there, so that you can zero it all in and get it nice and, you know, clear where you need it. So you can see how nice that red dot is. It's really clean. I like it quite a bit, and I like that it has different intensities for being able to see it. Sorry, I'm really shaky. That's just me. I'm just a shaky dude. All right, let's look at the damage on it, right? So these holes that it actually anchored into and screwed into, they look really good. They look like they had no problem at all. The front did not get scratched or anything. It took all the abuse pretty much in the front. They have this angled back, which I think helped save it. Of course, a lot of scratching on the top, but you know, it didn't bend or anything. It didn't bend this by hitting on the top. It stayed on, which is crazy. That's pretty amazing. One other thing this has too is that you can set it to, it'll turn off in 3 minutes if it hasn't been motion or moved, but you could have this setting in a drawer or something of that nature, and then when you need it, you grab it and it turns on. Otherwise, you have to hold these down to turn it off. Oops, I didn't think I held it down. Hold those down to turn it off. All right, so now it's off, and then all you have to do is hit one of those and it turns right on. So off, So you have to hold them down to turn it off, but when you want it on, you just hit one of these and it turns on, and then you can acquire your sight. That's the Osight C right there. Now they've got them all types for handguns and for rifles. This one is for something larger like a rifle, but they're all made out of the same type of construction, and they can take a beating, that's for sure.